Hello dear students, today we'll be starting the fourth chapter, that is atomic structure. In this chapter we'll be learning about the subatomic particles, that is electron, protons and neutrons, and we'll be learning about the atomic number and mass number and the combining capacity of the element. You will also learn about the nucleus and what consists of nucleus. As you all know that atoms are the building blocks of matter, this we have already studied in the previous classes, that the smallest particle of matter is atom. They are very minute particles. They cannot be seen with the naked eyes, however, they can be seen with a very powerful electron microscope. So what is matter made up of? Many scientists, many philosophers were working, and previously it was thought that it is made from the fire, air, sky, water and earth. They were the five fundamental elements. Okay, but now we know that they are pure substances. Okay, so they are made up of one kind of atoms and has a definite set of property. In 500 BC, Maharishi Kanad actually postulated, he was a great Indian philosopher, and he said that matter consisted of indestructible particles called Parmanus. And when we divide matter into tinier particles, ultimately we reach a stage when the matter cannot be divided further. Matter is also known as Padarth, and matter is made up of Parmanu, which is the smallest particle. Later on, one more Indian philosopher, Pakuda Katyayama, has already, on the basis of Rishi Kanad's view, he has added some more thing to it, and he said that indivisible particles come in different combination to make up of different kind of matter. That means they form molecules. Some Greek philosophers also were working on it, and they said, Democritus and Leucippus, and they said that we divide matter continuously, then we reach a stage where it cannot be divided further. Okay, and they called it as atomos, which means indivisible in Greek. So this is the Greek word known as atomos, which means indivisible. So this way, these theories actually gave birth to the discovery of small particle known as atom. In 1808, John Dalton, he was a chemist and physicist, English scientist, he described that atom is the smallest particle exhibiting all the property of that particular element, and he gave a theory which is known as Dalton's atomic theory. So what are the main features of his atomic theory? It is first, all matter is made up of very tiny particles called atoms. Atoms are indivisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Atoms of different element have different masses and chemical properties. Atoms combine in a ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. The relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. So these were the main postulate of Dalton's atomic theory. So the latest research which was done about atoms have proved that most of the features of Dalton's atomic theory are incorrect. But he was only right in telling that atoms take part in chemical reaction. This is the only true thing, otherwise all the things are incorrect. This you will study in higher classes. In late 19th and early 20th century, they show that atoms are divisible and they are composed of still smaller particles, and the particles are electron, protons and neutrons. Now these particles were called fundamental particles or subatomic particles. So electron, protons and neutrons, which are smaller particles, are called as fundamental particles or subatomic particles. And how it was proved the existence of these subatomic particles, that atom actually was electrically neutral, but it gains a positive or a negative charge. How it gains? This experiment, when static electricity was studied, they were rubbing the glass rod with silk cloth. Some charge came on the rod and it started attracting that silk cloth. So when these things happen, they have come to know that this matter has some charged particles, and they carry positive or negative charge. But atom as a whole is neutral, so there must be equal and opposite charges, positive and negative, which balance each other. These positive and negative charge balance each other, and thus in ordinary condition atom is electrically neutral. Okay, now comes the discovery of electrons. How electrons were discovered? So electrons were actually discovered by J.J. Thomson, but on what basis? The basis was William Crook. Actually, William Crook was he discovered cathode rays, and he was studying electrical discharge in gases, and thus he observed some rays and called it cathode rays. Later on, J.J. Thomson called or discovered that these cathode rays are composed of negatively charged particle, and he called them electrons. So William Crook actually helped J.J. Thomson to discover electrons. William Crook was also a British scientist, and he was studying the phenomenon of electrical discharge through gases. And what he was actually using, he was using this discharge tube, which is there on the screen. You can see this discharge tube. It is also known as cathode ray tube. It is almost empty. Very low pressure of gas is present. All the gas has been taken out through the vacuum pump. Only a very small amount of gas is present, and the negative terminal of the battery is connected to cathode, and the positive terminal is connected to anode. So cathode and anode are made, then there is a stand, then there is a power source. So this is the setup which William Crook has set up. The glass tube is sealed at both the ends with metal plates, and the gas is present at very low pressure. And when high voltage current was passed through uh, the circuit, this kind of discharge, you can see on the screen, this kind of discharge, electrical discharge, was seen. It was called cathode, and they were going towards the positive terminal, that is anode. Let's see that what are the properties of cathode rays. Cathode rays travel in a straight line, and how you will prove this? We have kept one object in their path, so we can see the shadow at the back. This shows that the cathode rays travel in a straight line. So this is the property of cathode ray. Then cathode ray consists of negatively charged particle. J.J. Thomson studied the characteristic of these rays. So cathode rays consist of negatively charged particles. Now they are called as electrons. And how he has shown it? He has put electrical field was applied in the path of cathode ray, and the deflection was seen. Then he has put a magnetic field also. When a magnetic field was applied in the path of cathode rays, then also the deflection was seen in the direction in which moving negative charge would be deflected. Cathode rays also produce X-rays. This you will study in higher classes, that how these X-rays are produced. So let's once again recall what are the properties of cathode ray. Because they travel at a very high speed, almost equal to the speed of light, and hence they have kinetic energy. If you keep a pinwheel, then on its path, you will see that pinwheel starts rotating. This shows that cathode rays have kinetic energy. Now I want to show you the real formation of these cathode rays. So you can see on the screen, I am showing you the video where you can see the real formation of cathode rays. On the screen you can see a discharge tube that is known as cathode ray tube. It is made up of glass. This, and it is the screen, the whole there's a screen which you can see at the back. You can see the white portion. This is a fluorescent screen made up of zinc sulfide or any other fluorescent material, so that we can see. Otherwise, they are not we will not be able to see the rays. So this screen we have provided, and both the terminals are connected with the battery, As soon as the current is passed through this discharge tube, you will be able to see the spark. So you can see anode here, cathode here, and the stand is there. Very low pressure of gas is present inside this cathode rays. Now we'll plug in to pass the electric current, and you can see the green spark here. This green spark is actually cathode rays. Look at the deflection shown by magnet. When magnet is put near the cathode rays, the deflection can be seen. So this, now depending upon these cathode rays, we'll see the properties of electron. What are the different properties of electron? Electrons are the integral part of all atoms. Means all atom, किसी भी चीज का atom हो, it will contain electrons. Its property are independent of the nature of the gas in the discharge tube. आप उस discharge में कोई भी गैस लेंगे, उसकी जो प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं कैथोड रेस की वो चेंज नहीं होंगी, क्योंकि वो गैस पे डिपेंड नहीं कर रही हैं. वो किस चीज़ पे डिपेंड कर रही हैं? वो डिपेंड कर रही हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पे, और इलेक्ट्रॉन्स सारे ही एटम्स के जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं उनकी जो प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं वो सेम होती हैं. एंड what are cathode is actually, it is the movement of electron. An electron has a definite mass and it carries a definite electric charge. एक definite mass होता है, fixed mass होता है जो कि बिल्कुल ना के बराबर होता है, negligible, and it has a electric charge. Mass of an electron is 1 by 1837 of the mass of hydrogen atom. ये हाइड्रोजन एटम का मास है. इसको अगर हम डिवाइड करेंगे 1837 से, तो विल बी गेटिंग द मास ऑफ एन इलेक्ट्रॉन, एंड विच इज ऑलमोस्ट जीरो. हम उसको जीरो ही मानते हैं, मतलब नेग्लिजिबल मानते हैं. द चार्ज इज 1 यूनिट नेगेटिव चार्ज, और चार्ज की वैल्यू क्या है? 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. How do you denote? The symbol is E superscript 0 subscript -1. Superscript 0 tells about its mass, and the subscript -1 tells about its negative charge. -1 का मतलब है इसके पास 1 यूनिट नेगेटिव इलेक्ट्रिकल चार्ज है.